They put out a fucking video about Armageddon, about Yarrick. Everyone was fucking hyped as hell. A couple people were like, hey, what is this?
To what it seems that they didn't have any plan to bring the Steel Legion at all because they pushed this video out.
Yeah.
Why would you push this video
Why
out
would they
when you
push a
actually
video?
had a plan?
They started to get backlash. And instead of only getting it from the chuds, they started getting it from the other side too. And they're like, uh-oh. So then they're like, hey, we'll just make a video on how to paint your guys like fucking...
They're not here to kiss our asses. That's
Yeah.
not how they work. So
Indeed.
you shouldn't kiss their asses either. This is ridiculous. Why would we excuse this? Last week we had a trailer for the 11th edition. And before that we had a trailer for a new Warhammer animation, Armageddon, which featured one of the most badass human characters in Warhammer 40k, Commissar Yarrick. But next to him were not his signature legion that he usually leads, the Steel Legion. No, next to him were Dead Corps of Creek, which are not supposed to be there when you know that there's freaking Steel Legion that is a part of this planet Armageddon, is part of the story of Commissar Yarrick. I mean, they're actually preceding the Dead Corps of Creek. So for people that love 40k, they're absolutely iconic. They have been around for much longer than Dead Corps of Creek, and if it wasn't for the Steel Legion, we wouldn't even have Dead Corps of Creek. So then, there was a Warhammer event last week, and in this event, this new 11th edition trailer was revealed. When we had that, we also had a review of an actual concept art for the Steel Legion, basically saying, hey, we are GW, and we actually did plan for the Steel Legion. We didn't actually want to replace them, but we actually always wanted to include them, but not now. So we did have a plan. But guys, this was so bare bones, this was just drawings basically, that it does seem that on the weekend they just made this up.
Yeah.
So they can calm people down that Steel Legion are coming. And of course, there's apologies of this. First, we have Asmagan, who is a friend of the channel. He has his own Warhammer channel. You can check him out. Who posted the concept art right here that was just released. They're coming. Like this, you can draw this if you're a good artist, maybe in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So it is not out of the question. We are both artists. We know how to sketch stuff, and you
Yeah,
can
5 to 10 minutes for a sketch.
you can make this
Really?
very fast. So Asmagan first said, say it with me, folks, damage control. Yes, damage control, this is exactly what this is. Like, this is the definition of damage control. But then this person right here said this, damage control, with quotation marks, and it's including concept art sketches that have the copyright to 2025. You didn't get them to do anything. You made up something to get mad at and then felt like you actually did something when all that happened is you just got dumped like the retards you are. Well, so that this person claims that this was from 2025. But let's read what actually Chainsword had to say about this. So, Tsunami, you can take it away from the Chainsword.
Chainsword says this is how I see it. Option 1, GW plays 5D chess. They have a clairvoyant who knew that there would be backlash and decided to write it to show how much they thought about everything and that the fan base was wrong. Option 2, they did some half-assed concept art a few months ago, at least 3 to be precise, then dumped that stuff in a drawer thinking, meh, we're not going to do another gas mask guard unit for a long time. Then, after the backlash, they dug out those sketches for damage control and tried to gaslight people into option 1. Option 3, they saw the backlash and told someone to make some half-assed sketches quickly and date them back to 2025 to gaslight people into option 1. No matter which one you choose, the fact that they are so early in the design process means that if we are lucky and knowing GW's production time and how long it takes from concept to model release, we are looking at a potential release date 2 years from now. Which is the dumbest thing since now they are making Armageddon the narrative focus, bringing back Yarrick, and they should have Steel Legion models ready. At best, they will have a kill team ready a bit earlier.
Yeah,
Indeed, yeah.
exactly. So this comment of this person punished Harmonia or whatever, it is very naive. And that's what people have to learn, that you cannot lick the ass of companies because they are not working for you. They're working somehow so they can make more money, and if it seems that that's for you, that's not. That's just some kind of a scheme, something that they already think that that's a good idea or whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're not correct. Sometimes they are correct. It depends. But the point is that they're not here to kiss our asses. That's
Yeah,
not how they work. So
indeed.
you shouldn't kiss their asses either. This is ridiculous. Why would we excuse this? We already had a trailer for Armageddon that did not feature the Steel Legion, which all by itself is a travesty. It's a huge missed opportunity. It's not even that. It's not even a missed opportunity. It's worse. It is completely disregarding the whole history of Commissar Yarrick with this Legion, the whole history of the planet, because these guys are the army. They're the thing. They're the army that protects Armageddon like the most.
And that's what people will want to see on screen now represented, which they're not getting.
Yeah, we
I mean,
can't
you're a
just
fan of that,
replace
and you
them.
can't see it now on screen.
Yeah, we can't just replace them with Dead Corpse of Creek. They have different fan base that like them, that also respect them. We have different fan base that like and respect the Steel Legion. They are unique. They are separate. They kind of look similar, yes, but that doesn't mean that you can replace one with the other. This is a huge insult. And then to add more insult to injury, they created a whole video and they said, well, you just paint your Dead Corpse of Creek with yellow colors and you're all good to go. Yay!
Yeah, so how can this person believe that they actually had the idea to include them just because they slapped some art with 2025 on it? I mean, that's easy to do.
Anybody
They already
can
made
do
a
that.
full video telling you to just paint them like that and like that. You know?
Yeah, so even this video alone is beyond insulting and a middle finger to everybody. And it also suggests that they didn't have any intention to bring that Corpse of Creek. So with these options that Chainsaw presented, these are super reasonable. I just think that everything points to what it seems, that they didn't have any plan to bring the Steel Legion at all because they pushed this video out.
Yeah.
Why would you push this video
Why
out
would they
when you
push a
actually
video?
had a plan to bring the Steel Legion somewhere? It's ridiculous. I don't believe them for a second. You shouldn't also believe them. You should never believe GW for anything. They have a horrible track record of disrespecting their fandom, their whole universe, and yeah, everything that makes it 40k basically. And this is one of the things that really felt like 40k, despite the fact that there is no Steel Legion in there. But that's even worse, you know. They're getting the feeling of it, they're getting the badassery, but what is there that it isn't there? Well, like the flagship Legion of a set planet that everybody loves and swears by. It's ridiculous.
And which people were waiting to see on screen in one way or another. And now they're not going to see that.
Yeah, it's like having Superman, having a story about Superman, but forgetting to put Superman there somehow. So yeah, Tsunami, what do you think?
I think the first thing that needs to be mentioned is this individual who he's responding to, whose Twitter page I'm looking at right now. You've got trans flag, gay flag, enjoyer of sci-fi stuff, art, gal who draws, and then they have their date that they started taking HRT. Pronouns she, her. This person is an obvious fucking lunatic already, which I think is hilarious, but I mean, he went ahead and responded to it. Here's the like basic facts, and I'm not like all in the production and blah 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 whatever else. They put out a fucking video about Armageddon, about Yarrick. Everyone was fucking hyped as hell. A couple people were like, "Hey, what is this?" They started to get backlash, and instead of only getting it from the chuds, they started getting it from the other side too. And they're like, "Uh-oh." So then they're like, "Hey, we'll just make a video on how to paint your guys like fucking." You could turn your Death Corps Kriegsmen fucking people into Steel Legion. That video came out first. Then they're like, just kidding, guys. We are absolutely going to go ahead and release Steel. Get the fuck out of here. What absolute fucking garbage. You could follow this fucking thing along and you need to have like an 8-year-old could figure this out. Like, well, then why did they put out that video about painting it a different way if they already had concept art for something different? It's absolute fucking crap. Chainsword's again 100% correct in fucking saying what he wants to say about this particular topic, although he is responding to an absolute fucking psychopath. So yeah, I think it's really funny. Here's what I really think though, in the background as I was kind of like considering this, GW hates the chuds anyway. That's the whole female custodies thing and everything else. They don't care. I think they got it from the other side too. Lefties and fucking righties were both like, what the fuck is this? And once they saw that and they realized, uh-oh, it's not just the Chuds, they started fucking freaking out. And they quickly came up with, I guess you could say, some sort of solution.
Indeed, yeah.
You can say that.
Whether you're woke or not, if you're a fan of the Steel Legion, the moment you see that something that you like is not already there, you should be, what the hell is that? What are you doing? Yeah.
And why are you doing it?
You know, no matter what, you're still a fan. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, guys. So let's know what you think about this in the comments. And this is a developing story, so I'm gonna cover it as best as I can.
For the imperium must not fail. Imperium we prevail. The warriors march with sacred might. Their purpose burning crystal bright. To lift the throne world from its plight and guard humanity's light.